Hey guys, Pro here at VIP Outdoors down here in Southern Oregon. So I stopped by my buddy Kurt's place. Kurt's the owner of Kurt's Custom Guns, and custom guns have become so popular. From the time I bought my first one to now, the challenge, or not the challenge, I guess, but the concern with custom guns is they have a big ticket price on there, and that's all there is to it. But I want to talk today specifically about the cleaning of these guns, to make sure they're preserved and then make sure they do last you a lifetime, because it is a large investment for all of us. So we got to make sure we take care of it right. So instead of me talking about it, I'm actually going to have Kurt go over exactly how he suggests cleaning your long range or any gun for that matter. So here's Kurt.
First thing we'll go over is a few of the items that you're going to need. A good bore guide, lots of them on the market. Just get a decent bore guide. That's going to be inserted into your rifle. And that keeps from the cleaning rod itself from rubbing on the throat of the firearm. A good coated rod. I'm not a fan of carbon rods. They flex more and rub on the bore. So a good stainless coated cleaning rod will work the best. A jag. Appropriate size patch. You can vary that. If you have a set of jags like Tipton or somebody that makes them, you can use something like that and just vary the patch to get the tightness in the bore that you'd like. So I'm going to use some powder solvent. It doesn't matter what you use. You can use any brand of powder solvent, whatever it is you'd like. A little on the patch. You can put that in the hole, but the scopes usually limit that, so I usually just put it on the patch. We're just going to insert that, and we're going to run that down the bore. And you're going to want to take this off, make sure your jag's tight, pull it back through the bore. Then I'm going to take another patch, and I use a product that's called Witch's Brew. This works fairly good to get the carbon and the copper out of the bore. Just apply it kind of a little generously. Same thing, we're going to push that in the guide right down through the bore. It's going to be fairly snug. Now what you're going to see on this patch, if you look, these really super dark streaks that are right here, that's carbon that was in there. So that does a good job of effectively removing the carbon. I'm going to run another patch of that same Witch's Brew through the bore. And this time we're going to scrub it back and forth a little bit. Right here in the front, near the throat, is a portion of that you want to get cleaned. And then just go on down the bore. I don't really see any copper on that. So if you're using this product, it will never, the patches are never going to come out clean. They're always going to look dark. So don't keep scrubbing until you get a clean patch, because you'll never get there. Then I'm going to take, I use Croil. I got it in another bottle here, but just because for convenience of application. This first patch on this, you're going to want to short stroke just like we did the last one, because we're getting that Witch's Brew out of it. I'm gonna take one more patch of this coil, and that you can just leave in the bore if you wanted to. And that one I just push straight through. Now we're gonna do one dry patch and it'll be clean. Once that's done, you're going to take a bore mop, or I usually just use a little pistol cleaning rod with a patch on it. And you're going to run this in the bore and just back and forth, just to make sure you get any of the solvent that might have been in the bore at all out of there. And the last thing you're going to want to do is lubricate your bowl cocking cam and the bolt lugs themselves. So the cocking cam on these is this area right here, a little bit of grease there. Then this is the extraction cam, and then the two bolt lugs. Just a little grease on those. When you insert this back into the firearm, depress the trigger and let it down first thing. That will keep you from scraping all the grease off the lugs initially. There's a little play here. Then cock it once and depress it, the trigger, leave it off of cocked position when you store your firearm. That should make it clean.